What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are back with another video. This video is under the Fair Use Act, and the Fair Use Act is in the description box of the video as well as the About Me section of the platform. The Fair Use Act is used to educate you guys on what we are covering on this particular platform. Please keep in mind that this video and all my videos are allegedly as well as educational purposes only. Now, I want to chime in with you guys really quickly. I got a busy day, thank God. I got a lot of emails and people, that have been following me over the years. They know that a lot of things are dear to me. And so they wanted me to speak out about this particular topic. And so I thought about it, I prayed about it, because I don't want to be, mean or sound as coming off wrong or any of those things. But I feel like we have to pay attention to what's being said. We have to also look at, the things that transpired before the situation, right? And so here we have this young man, 31 years old, right? And allegedly, it seems like he just went off the deep end, right? Now, from what I'm gathering, him and his wife was going through, she no longer wanted to be married. She was on social media. She was saying she no longer wanted to play the role, play the part, whatever the case. And come to find out, he had another child or some more children up the street not far from this residence. This happened in Louisiana, guys. And my thing is this. There was a lot going on, right? They're saying a domestic issue, which leads me to believe that apparently there has been past situations, maybe. And what really got me is that 3 to 11, the coroner's office confirmed. According to the office, their mothers identified the children 3, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 6, and 5. This don't make no sense, guys. But, again, prayers to the family regardless, because a lot of people are going to have their opinions. There's going to be a lot of mixed emotions, and especially if you know someone or you yourself has been in a particular situation where you just didn't know what to do to get away or get out, or hoping that things will get better. Now, this is the husband or ex-husband. They didn't state whether the divorce took place or what. There's the other baby mother with the other child or children. And here's my thing. This is a marriage. They no longer wanting to work it out. Allegedly on Easter, he put up pictures and he was saying how he loved the kids, that they all were together at one time, and he really enjoyed that. And, this is why we have to be careful who we keep bringing around our children. Like, when we keep making the same bad decisions and then you wonder why the kids all over the place or why the kids feeling a certain way. And you, because you have the need or just feel like, I have to be with someone, you keep inviting these same relationships and these same people around your kids. Like, that is just crazy to me. And not saying that this is this situation, but I'm dealing with some things right now with some young ladies because I do other things outside of YouTube. Absolutely. And the thing is to get this new generation to understand that you are okay by yourself. You are okay alone. You can do this. There are help. There's way more resources than it was back in the days. But I'm going to get back into this. When you get older, you do better. That's it. You can't keep making excuses because that's just nonsense to me. Nevertheless, according to his mom, this is the guy's mom. Let me pull his name real quick. The mother allegedly was telling authorities that he had called her and they had spoke. They weren't close, but they did speak. He was raised by someone else in the family or whatever the case. However, him and the mom spoke. And according to the mom and the stepdad, allegedly, he had been saying that he was having some kind of thoughts and, he was thinking of, wrong things, right? And that the stepfather had been telling him that, you could beat this, you could this, you could that. And here's my question. And again, I know I'm going to get backlash, but we have to ask the fair questions. We have to want to know the answer to these questions. Did his mother reach out to any of the children's mom and said, listen, you guys may need to be careful. He's having an episode allegedly. He's having one of those days. He's just off today, right? Did the mother call authorities and say, listen, my son called, we had spoken and he just didn't sound right today. Maybe I don't know. Did the mother do her part with reaching out and letting people know that he was around, that he was having a situation or an episode? If someone calls you and tell you something like that, I feel like you do have a responsibility to alarm other people, to sound the alarm. Absolutely. Sound the alarm. And so now the children are going and he's going and like what? Like to me, things like this really rub me the wrong way. Again, I feel like when there's signs and things, sometimes people do want to try to make things work and try to make things better, right? But for them to say a domestic issue or whatever the case, has there been something going on in the past? Shamar Elkins is his name. Shamar Elkins, guys. You guys can look it up. But, like, did his parents, mother and stepfather, reach out to the children's mother and say, listen, he just called, the conversation just didn't sit right with me. And so I wanted to let you guys know to just be careful or pay attention. And did the mom call the authorities? Like, is this something he say all the time and they just brush it under the table? If he said this before, no, it's nothing. What happened? Like, did his side of the family, who he spoke to allegedly and said he was feeling away, reach out to the mother's children? Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Again, I wanted to tap into this, but I really wanted to get more understanding before I brought it to you guys. What do you guys feel about this whole story? Did somebody drop the ball on these children? Could his mom and his dad or stepdad done something to allow the mother of his children that he was off that day? So, allegedly, the mothers are trying to recover, right? And so all the children did not make it, allegedly. And this is wild to me. Like this is why, ladies, we just gotta be careful. Even if it's a husband or whoever, you know, just don't stay in it. I've known people to walk out with just the shoes on their feet and certain things. And I know people that really been through some real deal things and they changed their life around. They're making difference in other people's lives and they made it their business to be careful not to make those same mistakes, right? And so, yeah, it's a lot, y'all. Just pray for the world, pray for the community, pray for your friends that are lost and confused, right? And trying to find love and peace or whatever the case. But for the most part, just keep the world in prayer. Be blessed. Peace.